Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of all the corporate jargon and financial speak that sometimes feels like rocket science, and today we've got a real interesting one from Picard Medical Incorporated. They've just put out a report that might not be a 10K or a 10Q, but it gives us a peek behind the curtain at what they are telling the public, and it hints at some future plans. So this is a current report filed on the 13th of January 2026, and it looks like the company is releasing an investor presentation. Think of it as a company briefing for investors where they highlight their key achievements and future outlook. Now, while this isn't a deep dive into financials like a quarterly report, you can bet there are some important clues in here about where Picard Medical is headed. We're going to decode what this presentation might contain and what it means for the company. Before we dive in, if you enjoy these deep dives into corporate filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And join our Discord community linked in the description below, where we chat all things investing and finance. Alright, right off the bat, the company is telling us they published an investor presentation on the 13th of January 2026. This presentation is apparently for investor relations and other purposes. Now, the key thing here is that they've attached this presentation as an exhibit. This means they want people to see it and consider it important. We see here that it is exhibit 99.1. This specific exhibit is the investor presentation itself, dated the 13th of January 2026. So what could be in this presentation that warrants an official filing like this? Companies typically use these presentations to showcase positive developments, new strategies, or upcoming milestones. It could be about new product launches, market expansion, or even financial performance highlights. This is their curated story for investors, so we need to read between the lines to see the real narrative. Interestingly, Picard Medical Incorporated is marking itself as an emerging growth company. This means they are not yet a giant corporation and they can take advantage of certain regulatory benefits. For example, they can delay adopting new accounting standards. This can give them more flexibility as they grow. They've also indicated they are not using the extended transition period for new financial accounting standards, meaning they are opting to keep up with the latest financial reporting rules. This suggests a desire for transparency, or perhaps a feeling that they are mature enough to handle it. This filing is a Form 8K, which is an official report of unscheduled material events or corporate changes. When a company files an 8K like this, it usually signifies something important has happened that investors should know about immediately. Publishing an investor presentation and making it an official part of their filing suggests the information within it is considered material. Looking at their registered securities, we see they have common stock trading on the Nice American LLC under the symbol PMI. This tells us they are a publicly traded company and their stock is accessible to general investors. The par value of the stock being very low, such as $0.0001 per S-share, is common for companies with many outstanding shares. It means that on paper the stock has very little intrinsic value, but its market value is determined by investor sentiment and company performance. They are incorporated in Delaware, a common state for businesses due to its favorable corporate laws. The commission file number is 001-42801, and the IRS employer identification number is 86 to 3,212,894. These are important identifiers for regulatory and tax purposes, but for us investors, they are just a way to uniquely identify the company in the vast sea of corporations. Now let's think about what this investor presentation might be trying to achieve. Companies use these to reel in potential investors or to reassure existing ones. Given that it is an 8K filing, the content is likely about something significant. It might be a strategic shift, a new partnership, or even preliminary results that they want to get out to the market quickly. The fact that they are explicitly saying this information is not deemed to be filed for purposes of the Exchange Act or subject to liabilities is a standard disclaimer. They are essentially saying this is for informational purposes. Not a formal financial submission yet. Considering this is Picard Medical Incorporated, it's likely a company in the healthcare sector, either medical devices, pharmaceuticals, or healthcare services. Without seeing the presentation itself, we can only speculate, but let's assume they're highlighting growth drivers. Perhaps new technology advancements, groundbreaking research, or a successful expansion into new markets. An investor presentation would typically include charts and graphs depicting growth trends, market share, and future projections. They might be talking about expanding their product line or entering new geographical regions. The critical part for us is to infer the underlying business strategy from whatever information is presented. What are the potential risks or opportunities this presentation might hint at? If they are talking about aggressive expansion, this could mean increased debt or higher operating costs. However, it could also signal a huge jump in revenue and market dominance. If they are highlighting new technology, there is always a risk of competitors catching up or regulatory hurdles. On the other hand, successful innovation can create a significant competitive advantage. Thinking about it from a Warren Buffett perspective, we want to understand the economic moat of Picard Medical. What makes them special? What prevents competitors from easily taking their market share? Is it patent protection, strong brand loyalty, unique technology, or something else? An investor presentation is designed to highlight these strengths, so I'm looking for clues about what truly differentiates Picard Medical Incorporated and whether that differentiation is sustainable. Overall, this Form 8, K filing with the attached investor presentation, is a signal from Picard Medical Incorporated. It suggests they have something positive or important to communicate to the market. While we don't have the full details of the presentation in this filing itself, it's a prompt for us to look for the actual presentation and analyze its content. It is their way of controlling the narrative and presenting their best face to the investment community. Alright, that is our initial decode of this filing from Picard Medical Incorporated. What is your take on what this investor presentation might reveal? What are you looking for when companies release these kinds of materials? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate explorations. And as always, don't forget to check out our Discord server in the description for even more insights. Thanks for watching, see you next time.